It's Acrylic Painting Monday with Ginger Cook, and we're going to be painting this 11 by 14 scene of a waterfall and a night sky. And this is done in the style of, say, some of those street airbrush painters that you see, where they take an airbrush and spray can, and they do a lot of paintings like this. So I'm going to show you how to, here's my reference, I'm going to show you how to do this in acrylics and get the same effect. You're going to want some matte medium for doing that. Basically, it's just a few colors. Ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, Mars black, and a little bit of buff titanium. Really, those are the colors you need. Maybe a white Posca pen. This is really a wonderful lesson for just how to do that. Now, if you're a member of our academy, we also have the challenge piece. If you were going to do that, you will have to lower the hill here and those trees. So that's for our academy members. You'd have to lower that, kind of make that cabin, see it's a little bit more level. You wouldn't be able to just plop a cabin here unless you lowered that. But basically, so that's the challenge piece if you're painting with Ginger, acrylicpaintingwithginger.com. Otherwise, this is going to be a fun tutorial. I know that you're going to love it. So if I look up here at me, John, I want to just welcome everybody to our premiere. And I want to thank you guys for coming. The chat's wide open. Let's have fun. And just give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. And I'm going to show you so many interesting tips. See if you can count them all in tonight's video. And I love you guys and thanks for coming. Okay, you guys, so here's our reference photo. And we've got a traceable. And all we need to do is trace on the just the canyon and where the water's going to go. Okay, everything else is sky. You can see that we're just tracing this part on, right? And I've gone over it with a Posca pen so that here, like this.
So you all can see.
Just so you kind of know what's going where, right? And this goes kind of comes down this way. It comes this way like that. And then this is like a cliff here, see? And there's the water coming out this way. So that's kind of what we're doing. So you just sort of get an idea where the waterfall's going. And just very simple to do. All right, now this is the fun thing. I mean, you've seen all those guys on the street with airbrushes. How could we get that effect? How can we get that airbrush if we had a spray can, but with acrylics? Okay. So let's really just a few colors. We've got Mars black, ultramarine.
Whoa! Let me get over there. Okay.
Mars black, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, zinc white, titanium white. Might use a bit of orange to tone down the blues. And maybe use a little bit of ochre to warm up the turquoise of the phthalo blue. Okay. But we're going to use a mixing palette and just come up with just the right colors. And we're also using matte medium.
Bring it back over the big screen.
Matte medium over here. We're using matte medium. Put so much to do the sky so that we can stay wet long enough for us to get that blended effect. All right. So our first color, when we examine this, we're starting with the black first, and the blue's going over that, and then the turquoise. And notice that everything's kind of going up in this direction. All right, like that. All right. And then we've got these trees, which we will put in and then cover again with zinc white. We'll put the cliffs in with the palette knife. Okay. And a lot of this top stuff we're going to do with a palette knife. All right. So it's going to be an interesting painting. It's sort of a,
Is it going to be hard? Everybody's asking, is it going to be hard?
Now, for those of you who are Red or Purple Academy members who want to add a little more challenge, we'll leave this. This is the challenge video. If you want to put a little cabin with a little guy walking in here, it might be nice too, right? So I personally like the painting just as it is. I think that's a very beautiful landscape, but you can see where that might be nice too, right? Then you change the focal point, right? So I'm going to put that away and leave this up here, and I'll put my Your traceables are available on gingercookondemand.com. They're $1.50. This is a 11 by 14-inch canvas, but you don't have to big. How big could they can make it smaller if you want, but I think it'll be harder if you do it smaller.
Yeah, that's why we chose the size we did.
We chose the size because this kind of painting requires a big enough canvas where you can work with it. Get it too small and then you'll gonna lose the details. Just gonna put that away. And like I say, the canvas is just black. I think it was black gesso or something, or whatever John painted. Old canvas board. This is Proton from Creative Mark.
Jerry's.
This is real. It's not that cheap cardboard stuff people have that for panels. This is actually masonite with several layers of canvas and treatment on it. So they're really good quality. Also, another brand that we have in our Amazon store that's very good. I think it's USA or something.
Yeah,
in Amazon, and they're very good too with this. All right. So let's start by we're going to take a pretty large brush.
What's our underpainting?
Black.
No, it's got black and blues and
It
was a dirty brush.
Big black, just whatever. You just need a dark black.
Really
canvas.
dark. Just go dark.
Okay, so we're going to start with a matte medium on the brush like that, and I'm going to go into my Mars black, and I'm going to come up here like this, and I'm going to paint this canvas, this part black. Come down about this far, I think, with it. Okay, up here in this corner. Now I'm going to paint over the moon. I'll show you how to put that in, but I'm going to paint over the moon, right?
It's a moonless night.
Now I'm going to rinse the brush, okay, and wring out the brush, and I'm going to take some matte medium, and I'm going to just continue on with this. Put that on the canvas. I'm just going to go ahead, continue on with the matte medium all the way down.
Now, what's the matte medium doing for you?
Well, that's going to keep everything wet and make it very easy for me to get this effect with the blue. Okay. All right. So that's just kind of lighten that up. There you go, like that. So now I need to bring up some blue up in here, but it's pretty shiny. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute. I don't want to put a hairdryer on it, but I'm going to do something else fun for you. I'm going to take some black paint and a little palette knife, okay? And I'm going to come up here like this. And I'm going to put in some texture. Tap it like this. I'm going to put in my waterfall. Put some texture in there like that. Okay, and let's see, get some more black paint because I want this to just dry just for a little bit, right? Mars black. Here, I'll just put a little out on the palette here like that. So I've got pretty thick paint here like this. I'm going to put this black in here like that and keep everything coming down like this. And as I've got, then I'll just, I think I'll just come under the waterfall like this. Like this. And then I'm going to come down here like this, and the brush strokes are going sideways, right? There's a palette knife going sideways. And I'm just going to put in a little texture like this. This is just Keep it brush strokes down. Okay. So that, now I think this is, we can now take a brush. Yeah, okay, so now we're going to take some ultramarine blue, okay, and a little zinc white. Make sure you've mixed it up really good, right? And I'm going to use the flat of my brush, and I'm going to tap this color in here like that. All right, it's taking quite a bit of paint here, but that's all right. I want zinc white because I don't want it to be chalky. Okay. I think I'm going to put a little bit of orange in that. Tone that down. Now using the brush like this, and a little bit of blending, a matte medium. Right now I'm going to come up here like this and add this color to the sky. See how much of this I'm going to pull down this way. Now it's still a little wet. That's all right. Let's take a little bit of phthalo blue and add to this. All right, like that. Okay. Now we're going to be mixing in with the black. So we just got to pull this up here and just sort of twist the brush up here. We're going to mix this over the black here like that. See there? We're going to layer this on here. And this works depending on how dry it is. Okay?
Kind of like the old paintings painted on velvet.
Now you almost can use a smudgy with this, but you have to be careful. You can, because we want it to sort of come up here like this, and I'm barely, kind of like smoke. See how I'm just sort of barely touching the surface of this. Just using it sideways like this. I'm going to dry it just a little bit because it's just too wet. All right, here we go. Let's smudge this up in here like that. Let's tone that down a bit here like that. A lot of this is going to be about your drying time, right? Okay, so I'm just going to keep smudging these colors. I'm going fairly quickly, as you can see. And I keep getting paint. I just do it a little bit and I get more paint. And blend these in together. Pretty dramatic sky already, isn't it, John?
It really is.
Don't want to lose this black corner. I'm just going to have some of that come up there. Now I'm pushing pretty hard here. I think probably the smudgies are working better on this than the brush. I think I maybe just would start with the smudgies. All right, and this is still pretty tacky, but can we tap this in here like this, making kind of a smoke feeling of that. Yeah, there you go. Now this is dry enough where we can do a little bit of this, something a little darker, a little bit of black in it. Take a little bit of that black color and add it to the ultramarine blue, make it a little darker. Too dark. Wipe that off. Well, that's too dark, so I'm just going to scrape that off because that's not going to work. Okay. And you can do that with paint, just take that black off of there and put the blue back on. There you go. Could have dried it too, but let's see what this does. It's kind of mixing it on the canvas, okay? All right, now let's just come on down here as long as we're doing a coat, cover that. Okay, now we're going to dry that and do the next layer of color. Okay, so I'm going to take some phthalo blue now. I think I'll rinse my brush because I had a lot of black on it and I don't really want that. Wipe it off and kind of wring it out, okay? Now I've got some phthalo blue, okay? And let's try a little bit. I'm going to try this buff titanium. I have it on the counter. It's got just enough warm in it, right? The buff titanium. It's kind of bright. Let's see. Let's try a little white. That's pretty good right there. I would say that's pretty good right there, wouldn't you say? Look at that. So we're going to start here. Making the circles. But still trying to keep it up in this direction. Going up in this direction. I'm going to add a little bit more of that blue color into it when I come over here. It's not so bright. Making circles. I'm going to add a little bit of the matte medium to it and see what it does. Oh, that makes it flow much nicer. Very, very gentle with the pressure now. I've got some matte medium on this. Let's put some color. The more medium, the thinner it will be. But I know I want something kind of lighter down in here. I think you're going to find this is just maybe something a little different you hadn't thought about painting before. Something we try to give you something new. Don't you think? I mean, we spend a lot of time thinking about this, don't we, John?
Yeah, we do.
People always sit there and say, "Yeah, I had a lady comment that other day. She was complaining that, she didn't know why we wanted donations for, charge for the packs, for the traceables, or, why we asked people to donate to our scholarship fund, stuff like that. And, we've been going up here for over 10 years, every Monday for 10 years, haven't missed a beat, right? 10 years, you guys, every day, every Monday, 10 years, sometimes longer. During COVID, we went up every day for a month. And we have expenses too. And so her theory was, well, you guys are making all this money in the academy. So therefore, you shouldn't charge us anything for everything. It all should be free. But it's an interesting thing because She says, besides, you travel all the time and all that stuff. And, and I want to talk a little bit. I've gone back here to some ultramarine blue here. I'm layering this a little bit. I want to talk about this. John and I travel. We first got together. We hadn't taken a trip, either one of us, in about, 10 years, right? Or more, longer.
A lot longer.
And we thought on our YouTube channel, if we could do maybe a cruise a year, because, honestly, God, people think we make all this money on YouTube. Maybe we make about $1,500 a year. Wouldn't you say, John? Not even that. Whatever it is. It's not very much.
No.
It's actually, my daughter Cinnamon actually made good money on YouTube. How they decide how much to pay you on YouTube is not how often you come on or anything. For instance, if we were making music videos, we'd be in the, or games and stuff, we'd be in the, in the pink on this, because the advertisers decide how much they're going to pay you for an ad. It's decided quarterly. So see how I've got this beautiful smudge background? Now I'm going to do one more layer, okay, but we should dry this one, all right? So we're going to use that buff titanium, which worked out really well, John, to lighten that turquoise.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That is really nice.
Now again, if you don't have buff titanium, how do you make it?
White, yellow ochre, and a tiny bit of raw umber.
And by the
here's the next lighter color. I'm barely touching this here like this. I'm going to say this is something light right here. It's going to be over these trees. This is the next light. And then I've got some light coming up here like this. Kind of streaking up here from the bottom. A little bit of this light up here. Just kind of roll the brush around. You can always put a little bit. If you get too much, you can put a little blue over it. Okay. Okay. So that's a pretty dramatic sky, wouldn't you say?
I think you're getting there.
It's just a little bit of blue here like that, in it like that. But
okay. And which blue are you using?
That's the ultramarine blue in the lighter color.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I need something kind of light here behind these trees or they won't show up, don't you think? I need something behind these trees or they're not going to show up at all. I need to paint them, some black trees here, but I need that edge to be lighter where the trees go. Otherwise, it's just going to be a row of trees right here. So we need that to show up. I'm going to try a little bit of matte medium. See what I can blend here. There you go. So it's, not as fast as using a spray can for sure. When they do that, it's done, right? But you get the idea of it, don't you feel?
You're getting a very similar effect.
Similar effect. That's all I wanted. I like that look. You know what I mean? What could we do with that look? That's a different colored phthalo. Just varying, lights and darks on the phthalos, right? Like that. Okay. That looks pretty good, actually. If I do say so myself. That looks pretty good.
Fine, Kelly, I've done a good job.
That was pretty good. Oh my God, we were watching, well, I'm starting to tell you about, I'm changing subjects on you, but that's what I do, right? We were watching this guy today, he's an ex-pilot, okay? Retired pilot, not ex, he retired with dignity, and he takes you to these airports and tells you what's going on, and he goes, and then look what happened, and you won't believe it, but then they said this, and then this happened, and oh my gosh, and he would get so excited and think, I need to be excited like that on my videos. I was just jealous of his. I was jealous, totally jealous of this man's delivery and excitement. Just so jealous. I thought, why can't I be more like that? You know what I mean? Do you ever? I remember when I was growing up. I want hair like that. Now I'm older. I'm down to. Why can't I have more personality like that guy? I want some personality like him too. Okay. There you go. That's just a little bit more of the brighter blue. All right. I think that's pretty good. Do you not think so, John?
I think you've pretty much nailed it.
Yeah. So this is we could have used medium on that, but let's just give everything a big dry. John's got all these wonderful ads to show you, just fun things. So we'll talk about that while I dry that.
Did you finish the story about the lady that was complaining about the?
No.
Okay. I know that'll come up because people do listen.
Do you have some clean paint rags? I guess
What?
well, I guess I can do this. I can use a dirty one. Never mind. Okay.
You sure?
Yeah, I can do this. I'm gonna just do something like this. Okay.
Oh, you gonna put your stars in now?
No, I'm gonna put the stars in. Yeah, with the toothbrush. Okay.
All right, stars are going in.
Okay.
Starry, starry night.
Starry, starry nights. Our stars are going in. You know. Oh, your teeth are like stars. They come out at night. Yeah. Just sorry. It's old jokes, right? All right. Now, toothbrush. And I will continue the story about the lady bitching about stuff, but toothbrush, okay? Dip it in water. Tap it off on rag. Said rag. Tap, 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 tap. Now, get some titanium white paint. Put it like that. Take a little water on the toothbrush. Put it like that. Not too sloppy, just like that, right? Now, what do you do then? Well, you tap it again, kind of tap it, right? So you just tap it on some stupid rag. Now, how to make, you practice this on something else before you do it on your picture. Okay, so here, let's just get this picture out of the way. All right, now you see the toothbrush? I'm going to hold it at an angle and rub my thumb over like that.
Now, if you hold it further away, you get more of a lighter spray.
Yeah, you can hold it back and you can use the thumb like this a little bit back, right? And it's just about right now, see? So you test it on something else, because if you get it too wet, you'll get blobs.
You
Not
don't
that
want
you
blobs.
couldn't paint the black again, but you would get them. So we're going to put this down here, and I find that it helps to stand up to do this. I'm going to use this rag because I want it to kind of come around here like that. Don't want it to go any further than that, okay? All right, so I'm going to stand up. Standing. You can't tell, but standing is a real challenge sometimes with my knees. Okay, standing. Oop, one, two, three. Nope, not quite yet. 1, 2, 3. Nope, haven't got it yet, but I'm trying.
Any second now.
Any second now. I'm gonna stand up.
Do you want to turn around and then
Yeah, I got to turn around and then I'll stand up and then I will try. It's too hard to stand close to the desk.
Oopsie daisy.
Oh yes, yes, and yes. Oh, standing. What a trip. Okay, so now I'm turning around. Now I'm standing. Okay. All right. Damn. All right. So about like that, right? Now, just a few. So just got a few in here, like that. All right. That's the stars. That's all you get.
That's it? No more stars?
That's it. That's your stars. Now, sitting down. That's easier. Okay, sitting down. Okay, now. You're going, okay, that's cool, Ginger, and then what? All right, so
that was fun.
See, there's the stars, right? And then you can come with a tiny brush in white paint, and you do these are not dashes, these are straight down. Put about a couple of bigger ones. Barely touch it with a little pointy brush, straight down. Okay, so now, see, we got stars, right? And if you get one too big, you know where the black paint is, right?
Well, I'll come out and do it again.
Yeah, you could do that. You could just come in here and just trim one down, right? You got it too big. It's not a big deal. So far, I I'm kind of pleased with that. Now, as we dried it, we almost could use something lighter right here. What do you think, John? Right here, this spot right here.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
this
Well,
light here.
yep. That's the spot. Yeah. Bring it up a notch.
Yeah. So that's sometimes so that was just the buff titanium and a little bit of the turquoise. Okay. Or the phthalo blue, right? And I'm going to put a little bit of orange with it to gray it. Okay. Just a little bit lighter right there. Not much, but there. Just there. Okay. Not to be picky, but we're doing that. Okay. Now, I'm going to take the hairdryer. I think it's had a chance. You've got to,
Ooh.
well, if you spray this wet stars, you'll spray them all over. They'll look like
You'll
they're
have a
all
shooting
falling.
star.
Shooting stars.
Shooting star falling. Take your nozzle off so it's softer if you're going to do it.
Yeah, take the nozzle off and hold it way up like this.
And back and just kind of sneak into it. Try not to dry the palette out.
Oh, you got to do this flat, too.
Unless you're going for that watercolor effect.
Now, I know you guys were dying to know how you were going to do the moon because I erased it, right? But I found this neat cap right here.
It's moon size.
It's moon size, and I'm going to dip it in the white paint like this. Yes and yes. Yeah, that works. And I'm going to put it, see if we got a little place for me to hold on to it too, right like that. I'm going to put it right there. Whoa, cool dude, right?
I'm telling you, it's there. It works.
Whoa. Okay, so we know that's there. Then you're going to feel all better about that, right? Now, let's take one of our little angle brushes. Okay. Move this over here. Let's take an small, I don't think we've got an angle brush out yet, so I guess we'll get one out, okay? And we got to get out the Mars Black again, because I kind of used that all up over here. Okay, now we're going to take some Mars Black and some ultramarine blue. We'll start with ultramarine blue, trying to put a little bit of Mars Black in it, like that. Mostly blue, a little bit of zinc white. I want a little bit, let's try some phthalo in it. I want some blue, I want it bluer, okay? Kind of this dark blue color. Now, it's going to be, this is the tallest tree, and this is up here is the taller one. So I'm going to tap in my pine trees. I can pretty much color all this in, right? So that's going there, right? And we're going to just, using this brush, we're going to tap in our pine trees. Just kind of do straight down, and then you kind of, you know, can kind of widen them out as you go. Got to get new paint for each tree. Don't make a fence. Make some of them taller than others. Stagger the height, but they generally are coming down here like this row of trees. No fence, so you got to stagger the height of them a little bit, maybe leave a space. What's this? These little trees are going here, right, like that. And And then we're going to do some blue ones. It's called ultramarine blue and phthalo blue. We'll just do those two colors. Let's try some buff titanium with that. See what we get there. So, oh, that's about right. Right, this color right there. See that color right there. Okay, we're going to say that there are some trees along here like this, and they're not. They're a little bit farther away. So we're just. And they get real small as they get down into here, down in the bottom of this. They get real small.
They're far in the distance.
All right, so those are our background trees, right? Now, what you got to do is dry these. Then what we're going to do is take a small smudgy, and zinc white. Okay. We want just a tiny bit of blue on it from what color we were just using. We're going to come around here like this and make little circles. I think I'll put...
Oh, goodness.
We'll put a little bit of the medium on it. Maybe they'll go a little further. We'll push these trees into the background. Need a little bit more paint. Okay. You want some of the trees to show, but not really that much. And then these back here, we're not talking about at all, okay? I'm just saying that they're here, but we're not talking about them. Okay, so we're suggesting these trees. Okay. It's too blue, too white rather. Okay. All right.
That's looking good.
Well, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Now, how long has this taken us? I'm very curious. I have a watch on, but I never look. So how long has this been?
It's been 38 minutes.
All right, 38 minutes. I mean, we're a little bit stronger now. Okay.
Are you trying to do a speed painting?
Well, I just want to show you that you can do this. You doesn't have to take, your whole life to do it, just to do it now.
A quickie little painting.
I'm going to use a smudgy brush.
The smudgies are lifesavers.
And I'm going to come up with the white and the phthalo blue. Okay, like that. And it's got to be, let's do some, there you go. Now all I did was add the buff titanium to it. Okay. I'm going to come down in here like this. Maybe take some of this darker color like this. I'm going to come in here like this and say there's our top of our cliff. That's just the first layer, right? And let's do the same thing over here. Let's say that this is our top of this. And we got something pretty dark back in here like this. There's a little dark area right here, like that. Yeah, all right. So we got so far. You with me so far, right?
Haven't left you.
Haven't left me, right? Yeah, just for the fun of it, we got this on the. So I have to have some more buff titanium out. I'll just put it on my palette because it's just. That's it, right? Okay. Because that's really the color I need to tone down that blue. So some phthalo blue, some buff titanium, right? Like that, right? That's good, but that's still a little bright. It can be
Yeah, looks good.
up here a little bit more. All right. Just using the side of it, making some streaks. Okay, so I'm going to take a little ultramarine blue and buff titanium. That's pretty good, a little bit more. All right, that's the color I want, right? And I'll put a little bit of turquoise in it. There you go, kind of both colors. All right, now I'm going to come down my cliff here. Let's try taking all the paint off the brush for fun. Seeing what we get, kind of drag it on this. Try to kind of get the texture a little bit down here. A little bit here. Get some over here too, just kind of on this side. Put a little bit of red in that. Just tone that down just a bit. Okay, like this, kind of over the black. And I've got a little bit of that right here too. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm going to do phthalo blue and turquoise. Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit of, that's ultramarine blue to it. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to say this is where my waterfall starts, right? I'm going to come down here like this, leaving some of that black to show through. Curves around. Okay, now I'm going to wipe the brush off, go into zinc white, and lighten that up. This should be good and dry when you do this.
Drip and dry.
I said it should be good and dry.
Oh, good and dry.
Yeah, it should be really.
So it shouldn't be drip dry.
Yeah, it's got to be really dry. Let's take a little bit more ultramarine blue with this one. There you go. That's more blue on this side. Sort of a little bit grayer over here. Okay, see what we're doing here, like that.
Did you finish that story about the lady?
Oh, I didn't finish the story about the lady. I'm keeping everybody in suspense. What on earth, right?
Well, they keep mentioning it. I'm anticipating them mentioning it.
Yes, all right. So, lady story. So anyway, when people ask us about this, John and I didn't take vacations for years. We just, our jobs wouldn't allow it. I'm going to come up here with some black while I'm telling you this and redefine this edge of this cliff. And so our put a little water on the brush because that's not making marks the way I want it. I'm putting some of this black back, what I'm telling you. So when we decided to take, we thought maybe we could do one with YouTube. We could maybe make one. We could do one cruise a year. Okay, maybe we could do that out of Galveston. When discovered, John wasn't even sure you could do that because he gets seasick. Okay. So then and nobody likes to get seasick, and so but we discovered that we got these little patches you wear behind your ear, and you don't get seasick if you think you're gonna the first couple of days. So as I'm putting these trees in, I'm gonna put one here. Okay, and I'm just gonna just tap the black in and put this tree in while we're talking. Okay. And anyway, so, but we had to have internet because we've discovered I do personal art coaching every day. John, we have students from all over the world, people that write us. 3 a.m, somebody's locked out of the academy or something like that. John stays up till 3 a.m. And what we discovered was that we had the internet in the old days. The internet wasn't that good back when we started, but it was good enough where we could take our computers on board with us and work from about I don't know, about 11 in the morning till about 4 in the night, at 4 o'clock at night every day, unless we were getting off to see something, right? Then we'd change the time down. But we could actually um, do that, and it was and we could continue on, just like home, except people feed you. And then we discovered how we could win some free cruises, which I'll talk about in another video. We discovered that it was possible at first to just win a couple cruises a year. Then we discovered how to win even more. Okay. And, well, gosh, friends, that's a game changer. Just change brushes here.
So when we thought we'd be lucky to have one cruise a year, we get a few more.
Just going to fill in the rest of these trees here. Just can't do that with a little brush. I'm going to say that comes down to about here, I guess. It's where that ends, right here. Let me do a little white thing here so I'll know. Okay, so that you're going, so we're thinking, really, we could do that, right? And what we discovered was, yes, we could. So that's how we ended up cruising. And then we discovered a website called The Points Guy out of Austin, and he explained how we could travel for free. And if you want to know how to do that, just look him up. It's called The Points Guy. And using the money we're going to pay anyway for paying the car insurance, every time we paid the car insurance for the year, that was a free hotel. And every time we, paid the light bill or the gas bill, that could be a free hotel. And we discovered, or even a cruise or an airline ticket. So a lot of the ways, I'm going to put a little of this dark back in here, a lot of the ways that we cruise, and I'll put a little bit of blue too, a lot of the ways that we cruise, we travel. Like, for instance, when we took that trip last summer, we'd gone for 3 months. Did you know we didn't pay for any of those hotels? They were all free, all done with credit card points. And you know that we took instead of eating out, we bought a we bought a cooler from Amazon that plugs into our car, and so instead of having to buy ice, it just keeps the food cold. Okay. Now, I'm just, and anyway, it goes on and on. So, everybody thinks, oh, they're just traveling, they're so extravagant, and then they're heading. Listen, we have figured out how to make our life work living very modestly. And I don't think I have to justify it to anybody anyway, but when you scholarship somebody, you help somebody get a chance to have an academy lesson in my personal art coaching and the rest of it. And, you generally help, and we try to match it. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this.
Well, we don't try, we do.
We match it, and we've discovered that that when we are home. Let's see. I think I want that a little darker. Not much. Oh, what am I missing here? So, and I just give you an interesting. AI did this survey for me. We did this. You can do it yourself, but if you take an average family of 2 people, they have a middle-sized dog. They eat out, maybe dinner once a week, and maybe eat a couple fast food restaurants, and then they buy soda and they buy alcohol. We're not saying anything about alcohol, but I'm just saying this is how they're spending their money, right? And what else was it, John? Was it soda? Oh, yeah, dog food. You could use a fan brush for this too, but I'm just suggesting that this is where just using a little brush like that. Eating out, alcohol, soda, and dog food, $17,000 a year. And that's not counting any accidental vet bills you might have or the rest of it. People don't realize that, that things get away from you. And we save a lot of money just by our lifestyle. We save eating out for the cruises, for the trips we take. Let's get a little bit of ultramarine blue now in here. All right, we got some little trees, right? Okay, so anyway, I felt that needed to be said. What do you think, John?
Well, it's just interesting. People like to dictate how people spend their money and live their lives.
Yeah, and then they criticize. I mean, we're just. And she was saying something about, well, you guys never talking about how expensive everything is. Everything has got expensive. I call it before and after COVID, man. Before COVID and after COVID, that's how expensive things have gotten. And you guys and I know it too. So we're always finding ways. We show you use the stay wet palette, right? One thing we've done is we've grandfathered in our students. So if you've stayed with us for, if you signed up, say in 2000, and you never and during COVID, and you never got out of the academy for any reason, and you're paying the same price as that, right? So I'm going to use some palette knife here, and I'm going to go back to my white mixing board here. I'll probably use the smaller one, okay? We're going to do a little bit of a palette knife thing here now. I'm going to take some titanium white, like that, right?
You're working on the bottom there?
I'm going to work on this up here. Here's what you do. You flatten it out like this, see? Like that, flatten it out, right? And then you've got to put the paint on just this side of the brush and tap it, test it, right? See what I'm doing?
Right on the edge.
keep it flat. So it's just all right. And do the same thing on this side. We'll put a little bit of blue in that. Let's see, where's my blue? Okay, so this is a little bit lighter. Just a little bit of white on the edge. Okay.
Very effective.
It is very effective. It's pretty neat, isn't it? And then for the waterfall, I'm going to come over the edge of this like this. You can turn your painting sideways. See, like that. Okay. And that gets a little bluer as it goes back here.
Hold it. We just froze. Are you moving?
No.
Okay, we're back.
All right, see how we did that?
Make a note of that.
And then just take a little bit more of the light blue color with the buff titanium. Tap that on here like that. There you go. All right, see there? Now, what you do now is you dry that. You dry it. Now, I want to sort of draw in my stuff again because I think I lost the thread of it. So if this is coming down here like this, and there's this tree here, then here's the water in here like this, around here, and this is going up. This is coming up this way. All right. So guess whose trees have to be longer? Okay. That's how easy it's acrylics. It's easy peasy. You can do it.
I thought you had another batch of trees in front of the other trees that are on the back. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, we probably need another batch of trees here like this. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Now we've dried that, right? So I'm gonna take a different smudgy because you can't use a smudgy you've had for black and put light on it, right? Now we're gonna use a little bit of the zinc white, right, like this, with some blue in it. That's the next light color around this. And a little bit of ultramarine blue and zinc white too. It's more of a blue over here, even if you want to make it lighter. Okay, so see how we've got that effect, right? Now, this is where doing this larger would be easier. Here's a little palette knife here. And I think I had some white paint over here, right? Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of buff titanium in it. So it's not quite so white. I'm going to put that right in there like that. See that? Okay. Now we'll go back to the white. And a little bit of blue in it. Goodness. So phthalo blue and white. Okay, let's try that. A little bit of buff titanium in it. It's still light paint, right? Still light. Okay. And take some ultramarine blue. Come up here like this. A little red in it. Let's put some magenta in it. Okay, a little bit of black in it maybe. Okay, a little bit darker. We're going to come up here like this with that blue, then add some phthalo. Not quite so light. Okay. That's your buff titanium for you. All right, with me? A little bit of ultramarine blue. There you go. Something like that.
Yeah, buff titanium was a good choice on this painting.
And then put a little black with that. Let's make it a little darker. A little bit more blue. Oh, some phthalo. Oh, come on, phthalo. Now we'll put some other colors on top of that. And change palette knives. See that? Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take a brush and kind of just smooth that out a little bit. And I can probably put some of that color over on this side just because I can. Just all right, see how we're kind of getting this done. All right, so now we're almost done. Aren't you surprised? Because I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can paint something, you know? Let's take our little brush here with a little bit of magenta and ultramarine blue, I think. And a little bit of, well, that's too much magenta. Some more ultramarine blue. Just a touch of red. There you go. I think I want phthalo in that. And these trees are in front of those. Okay. And then we've got a little tree over here that we're not talking about too much. But we have to put the water in before we can put him. And so back to the angle brush. Okay, so to finish this off, let's dry this and then go on to the next layer. So using my just angle brush and gonna wet it and put some ultramarine blue here, like that. And I'm gonna come in here to my, probably a little bit of the buff titanium. No, okay. Come over here like this. Keep these brush strokes going back and forth horizontal. And this needs to come down about like that. Because we want to say that this is a bit of a cliff here. Okay. And this is coming out like this into here like this. So I'm using quite a bit of paint here. Some white and phthalo blue and a little bit of buff titanium and a little ultramarine blue. There you go. Now you can put this on with a palette knife, like I showed you, or you can put it on really thick on the brush. See how thick the paint is? And get that effect without ever using a palette knife. That means you've got to really kind of glob it on here and then do something like that. This was a little cooler colors. This we got over on this side was a little bit cooler blues. Now, contrast is what makes the painting sharp. Aren't you kind of surprised by how interestingly this is coming out, John?
Oh, no.
It always surprises me. I mean, I think I've never painted anything like this before. I'm just guessing how you'd paint it, right? So I've got
Well, I think you did a great job myself.
I'm saying this is how you'd paint this. Just some white and a little bit of buff titanium. Notice the lightest part is kind of closer to the edge of the water here. Okay, and every once in a while you've got to kind of wash your brush. Whoops. Okay, now we've got some light bits in here like this. And right on the edge here, this is good. You got to have this white right here on the edge by this contrast between the light and the dark here. You got to have that edge pretty light, right like that. And then we've got a tree right here that's kind of ultramarine blue colors. We've got a little bush right here. It's a tree right here. Now there's a lot of white back in here like this. Could use a little toothbrush in here if you wanted to. Okay. Interesting, right? Now, let's give this a good dry, and then we'll finish the water and put the moon in. This is going up. That has to stay level. Too much water on the brush because it's been in the water. That has to stay level right there. And I wanted a little bit of black right up in here on this cliff. We wanted some black right here. Okay, and then we want some blue on this side of the water, okay? Now, this has to be lighter here, the phthalo blue part. Because you got to have the contrast. You know, if you don't have the contrast, you know, you don't, got to define this edge here of the water.
You really get a sense of depth in this one.
Don't you?
The trees in the foreground, in the background. Then Zinc White is your secret. He's your buddy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely is. Okay, so I'm going to put the moon in now. And okay, I'm going to dry that.
Are we ready to frame that baby up?
I'm getting close, not quite, but I'm just wondering if you had one. All right, so about from about 1 o'clock to about 7 o'clock, and a little bit this side of the moon is white. It's a little bit between 10 and 11. Not getting too tricky with it, right? We're just saying this is the white part. All right. And put a few shadows back in our water. Now you see how shiny this is right here? How shiny this is? Everything else is matte. I don't want that shiny black. So I'll just put a little bit of matte medium on that. I really don't want that shiny black. So when you do it, put some matte medium with it because that's too shiny, right? Let's just tone that down. Same thing over here. I don't want it that black, that shiny, and I don't need it that shiny in here either. That's just a little bit too much. So that would be the caveat. I would mix matte medium with the black before you did much. I just wanted to tone that back a little bit because that really bothered me. And where's my little okay, so we're gonna see. I need a couple of the rags though. Oh, here. Okay, so I want to do this right like that. Let's see that little space right there. Where'd my toothbrush go? I had a toothbrush, but what did I do with it?
Had it in the beginning. We did the first part. Did you put it in the water?
Well, I should have put it in the water if I didn't.
You didn't. It's going to have very stiff, bristly bristles.
No, I had it. That's just, where on earth could I put it?
The one that says Oral B?
Yeah, that one. No, I need another rag, John.
You think they're made of money?
Yeah, apparently
How
not.
about this one?
Just we're bitching, but no.
What's wrong with that one?
Well, because I had those. These have to be here. Grab me that.
Yes.
These have to be here. Come on, these are part of the design here. This has to be like
Gotcha.
that.
I wasn't sure what area you were targeting.
All right, so I've got a little bit of white. Remember how we talked about doing that? Touch. Okay. Tap it off on the rag. Not enough white.
Little misties. Perfect.
Ha! Okay. How
Look
cool
at
is that?
Huh?
Kind of cool, right? Now, what did we do with the frame we had for that? I'll dry this where you found the frame, right?
Right. Right off. Oh, look at that. I didn't do that in that frame either.
Okay.
I have to wait for Jerry to have a sale on some.
Um,
There you go. That is your Arctic landscape.
Look at that, you guys.
And the final touches with the old Posca pen.
Put a few little more dots in here like that. I didn't. Down here, right like that. And I want to have this part of the moon is whiter. That's your whitest white. Did you know that? So I'm going to put some just right in here and make that whiter, like that. And take the black pen and kind of break this tree up. Because we're not putting a lot of detail in it, but we're saying that there's this tree here. Like that. Not trying to say too much about it. And move all this out of the way. Now, we'll say if you were going to do the house, later, you guys added that, I would lower this a bit, make this a little bit longer. But so there, that I would say that we have captured this. Wouldn't you guys think so? How to get that airbrush technique? Now, could push these back a little more. That would be the only thing. We could push these guys back just a little more. They're just a little too black. So if we did a little bit of zinc white and a little bit of blue, like that.
Have them there, but not talking so much.
Yeah, just pushed them back a little bit more than we had them. But honestly, you guys, I think this is sort of cool. I mean, myself. Not just saying that because I painted it, right?
You're not just saying it because it is.
So when you think of us, we're just we're doing premieres now, whether we're traveling or not, because we have found that everything's freezing and we don't know why the equipment's doing that. We can't solve it. And it makes our lives a little easier to do premieres. We still will be in the premieres talking to you. Right. So we still want to do that. We still want to be part of the
conversation.
Which would and we're happy to do that. And follow our newsletters. You want to see what's going on with us. And so now I have that a little bit closer. I can run this over the edge here. These are just the sort of the final. I may have to dry this to do it. Trying to barely touch it to get that lip just with the corner of this brush. There we go. I would say that's pretty happy here. Let's got a little bit more white paint left. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign it. And if you like this type of video, if you would like what we showed you here today, if this was something that you think you might want to see more of, or you never want to see it again, you just
let us know. I never want to see it again.
Gosh, never want to see it again.
We get those comments too.
Gonna just.
All comments count.
This is a very, very easy peasy lesson.
Even though it took an hour and a half, it's still fairly easy and straightforward.
It did take an hour and a half, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
It seems like all our videos are an hour and a half.
Just, just trying to, wow, that's so unfair, John. I'm trying so hard not to have it be that long, but don't there you go. Something different. And you want to be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in really taking your art to the next level, you can't beat personal art coaching, and it's so affordable. That's something we haven't raised our prices in a few years. There's our red slash through the name. And hey, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us. And let's do it again soon.
Hey, maybe next week. What do you think?
What do you think, you guys? All right.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.